So I was elected to leadership of the Madison City Council. And the reality is, it doesn't matter if the mayor can work along with the council. What matters is if we're moving forward and making progress as a community. It's more than just style that we're struggling with. It's the fact that our lack of collaboration holds us back. It holds us back in so many decisions that we're making when there's uncertainty, when council members don't know what's on the forefront, when we don't know what days of the week it's appropriate to contact the mayor, when the mayor isn't regularly available to communicate with council members. Now, the mayor can deny this all he wants, but as a member of leadership, I had my colleagues regularly coming to me with their struggles with the mayor's office. It's why that we saw 7 council members and 7 members of my colleagues who've decided to endorse me in this election. What we see is, what we need to work together on is to make sure that at any point that we can ensure that we're having collaboration to be able to get to the ends that make Madison a great place.
Okay. First, let's not run from our success. In the last year or two, 2 major companies that make evaluations of cities said that we were the best city to live in the United States. Within a week, we were declared to be one of the 5 best cities for young entrepreneurs, and, this one I'm not sure about, the best place for retirement in the United States. Now, this is based on more than weather. It's based on metrics that deal with quality of life, livability, walkability, access to health. Now, it is true, and I was the one saying it in 2011, we had to have a great city for everyone. And I'm not going to rest until these standards are achievable by every family in our community. But I want to go back to 2011 and have us all recall Act 10 and what happened to the city of Madison and city employees in the following year. It became very clear that we had a new serious financial crisis on top of the one that had been created, which was the primary reason I had ran. Remember, I said I wanted to fix the city's finances and then deal with the issues of poverty and equity. So I came into office and I was determined to make a difference. If we were going to get to these critical issues of poverty and equity, if we were going to preserve a AAA bond rating, there had to be changes. And you'll recall Alderman Verveer, the longest-serving member on the city council, said the city council never gave the mayor a chance. He was never given a honeymoon. But I went forward on a commitment that I made to you. And I said, if there's a report in the city's plan department that says we don't need $16.7 million for the Edgewater TIF, we only need $3.3 million. I said, we are only going to give them $3.3 million. Those are your millions of dollars. When they disappear, you lose the capacity to use that money for something else. When city employees saw their wages and their real income changed, I said, everyone has to make a sacrifice. We renegotiated city contracts with the bargaining units. And yes, I was not prepared to give Overture everything that had been promised. And then, as recently as this last year, when the city council raised revenues higher than I thought they should have been by well over $500,000, I said, no, It's not right that the city council votes not one 25% increase this year, but two 25% increases in their salaries for 50%, and then turns around and turns down a 0.5% for city employees, 50%, a 0.5%, turns down a 0.5% for city employees who still aren't whole from 2011.
When the mayor came back to the city council and members of leadership asking for his own raise, asking for a future mayor's salary to go up, members of the city council listened to the arguments and said, yes, we understand the position that the mayor's making. It was a Board of Estimates meeting, and we said it was appropriate. Alders were making $6,800 to be a city council member, to put their time and energy on the line to sit through hundreds of hours of meetings each year and serve the city of Madison. And we voted to provide an increase over time, or we voted to provide an increase. There are many issues that impact the city of Madison budget. We make these very polarizing conversations. Thank you.
Let's just explain what the mayoral raise is. The mayor's salary raise is based on what the rest of the city employees get. City employees get a 0.5%, the mayor gets a 0.5%. What had happened was that the mayor's raise bumped up every 4 years, which created a significant increase in the mayoral office budget because of that bump. What we did is we went back to the original system that had been in place for decades, which was the mayoral salary went up annually rather than every 4 years, that 0.5%, that 1%. But it didn't go up 25 or 50% in 1 year.